So greetings and aloha, what's going on? It's Mike from livemyassoff.com. Happy Sunday morning from the land of smiles, from Ko Samui, Thailand. I thought I'd give you guys an update on what's happening here. As I mentioned, it doesn't take them long, and this is looking great. I have a feeling that shortly my path to the beach in the morning is going to be taken up. But they're doing a great job. This is completely cleaned out, and it's just really good to see, and I'm excited to kind of give you guys daily updates on what's going on here. I have a feeling that it's going to look quite awesome, and I suppose I could take bets right from you guys on on how long it's going to take them to put bungalows here, or a who knows what they'll put here, maybe a restaurant, but likely lodging, as the view is, you know, truly spectacular. Just think, guys, you can say, man, I remember when that was just a vacant lot. It's gonna be awesome. I'm really psyched they didn't cut down the palm trees, man. That's really neat. And for whatever reason, when I hear that in the mornings, I mean, not only is it pleasant for some reason, but it reminds me of the first night, or the first morning after the first night, that Gracie and I stayed in Prachuap Khiri Khan, because we woke up, went out on the balcony, and that was the morning commute that was occurring. Tide's even lower this morning than yesterday morning, and so Gracie's finishing up some stuff at the house. So what I did is I just entered the beach there, and then I'm walking down to this, basically this north end, south end of Bangkok Po Beach, and it's only about a 200-meter walk here. So I'm gonna walk down, touch the rock, Joe, and then turn around, and I would submit by the time I get back to that little entryway we have to the beach there, that she'll probably be meeting me there, and then we'll walk all the way down to the north end of Bangkok Po Beach. Maybe not the whole way, but the beauty of this low tide right now is this is like hard packed sand, and it makes for a great walk. I had no idea that Chris Parker was over here in Samui. I thought he was still doing the Phuket thing, but then of course I remembered that he's got property here in Phuket. Sorry, property here in Ko Samui. So yeah, he was up in Bangkok, which is just basically north of here, and where we go when we go to our little restaurant called Lost Beach. I really like having 2,000 of you as my followers, and basically staying steady at 2,000 subscribers for the longest time now, because I'm pretty confident that if I go to this really awesome place that I love called Lost Beach, that basically not many people know about, that is not going to get inundated with people. And then as an only child, of course, I don't want to share it. So I'm really grateful that Chris Parker does what he does, and I'm really grateful that I don't have 167,000 subscribers. How you doing, guys? Now, you were like really cool to me yesterday morning, and here's what I've discovered. It seems the paradigm is walk on the beach one time, dog's never seen you before, 51% of the time there's barking. The following day, upon returning to said beach, 50% of those dogs now look at you, but they don't bark. And the dogs that didn't bark initially, they don't even look at you anymore. So if you have a fragile ego, then, you know, you might not like that. I, on the other hand, adore the fact that on day 3 of my beach walk, I don't believe any one of the dogs that I've seen has barked at me. But as we hopefully realize and remember, yes, a dog can bark, but I'm louder. So I met a friend of mine, a guy that I know from Bangkok, and he and I had been communicating, and was like, oh yeah, we should meet up, have coffee, blah blah blah. And so you can't see it through there, and if I zoom in it'll be lousy, but you can see the outline of it. Those white buildings up there, that's part of a resort, and that's basically just the hill at the end of our street at the end of our street, if you were to walk past that concrete wall and in the woods and then up the hill, he's staying there. So George is literally looking down on Gracie and I. So that's one data point. The second one is, as he and I were departing yesterday and I was continuing on my walk, he pointed up to this place. He goes, yeah, they're gonna rent that for 10,000 baht a month. And I'm like, well, okay. I mean, the view is obviously spectacular, right? But it's also pretty tiny, and you're looking at road ring. So unless they have a soundproof wall on the other side, yeah, pluses and minuses. But to be fair, in US dollars, right, that's like 300 bucks a month, 290, 285 probably with the current exchange rate. So one could say, well, Mike, just rent the damn thing and then come there during the day, and then if you want a good night's sleep, go back to your other house. But that would be US money, and I spend Thai baht now, so every time I look at something, I'm like, I don't know, 800 baht. Oh my God, 25 bucks, right? But it's all relative. All right, Joe, which one do you think? I'm thinking this one straight ahead right now is the one I'm going to touch. I.e., make it count. I tell you what, actually, what do you say we exceed expectations and we go a little bit further, not to the garbage, but we go to this one and we really make it count. How's that? That working for you, Joe? God, I hope you guys can come over here and we can all hang out. If for no other reason than I can see that one of the gloves is here. So, thanks, OJ. The woman up there is feeding 2 cats. I am, I'm internally and emotionally warmed by Thais, the common behavior of Thais to feed animals, to take care of animals. And look, we do that in other countries, I get it. I'm sure they do that in Australia. I know that, you know, people like taking care of strays and that sort of thing, you know, but a lot of times that's labeled as like a negative behavior, like it's a dysfunctional behavior in the United States. Well, you know, he's taking in a whole bunch of strays, right? It's like, well, right, but that's like saying, well, I took in a whole bunch of people that own 35-foot yachts. No, you don't do that. You take in the people that need it, right? So anyway, those beeps, I believe, are from the Asawa, from Team Asawa. I know Chris knows what that word means. Oh, actually, maybe it's I'll bring your phone, because mine is, oh, okay. Just responded with an okay, XOXO. It's our little code. I think I should be able to meet her up here as we come together. Good morning. And, you know, I really like this, this boat right here. Because of course I'm Western, and one could argue, yes, Mike, that's a Western boat. It's definitely a V hull. It might be a semi-planing hull, which on water like this is friggin' amazing, because the minute you get like up off the water a little bit, you begin planing, and if you have the pitch of the outboard engine set just correctly, I mean, you are just literally like, you are cruising across that water using maybe 5 inches of draft, and that would be a really fun boat to do that in. So how you doing, guys? Do you even remember me from yesterday? Fuzzy brown guy? You don't. You're new to me, so you may not. But yeah, see, he doesn't even care anymore. Yeah, that is a hey, Gracie and I should use this boat kind of boat. And I wonder how that occurs. I wonder how we make that materialize. What has he got on there? Is that a 140? That's a little smaller than a 140. It could be. I mean, obviously they're pretty damn deficient. It's probably got oil injection. I'm sure it goes 40. And on the water, unless it's like completely flat where you don't really feel it, On the water, 40 knots is pretty good. Now, I don't know if I actually, during this ridiculously calm sea that we got going on right now, that's Koh Phangan over there, by the way. I would absolutely take that boat to Koh Phangan. And I would estimate between here and there, the ferry takes approximately an additional hour to get to Koh Phangan. And let's say, for the sake of argument, the ferry goes 20 knots. That thing goes 40. And on this water, you could go 40 wide open pretty much the whole way. So let's say, for the sake of argument, you get there in 30 minutes. I would bet you would use up, with that engine, you'd probably use up 3, maybe 4 gallons of water. 3, maybe 4 gallons of fuel. So as long as you had, it's probably got built-ins. Well, maybe not. He's probably got 12. I don't know, he's probably got 20 gallons of fuel in that thing. 80 liters, 75 liters. So you'd probably use up about, I would argue you'd use probably 10, maybe not. Maybe under, I think you'd use under 10 liters of fuel getting over there. Because once you get up the plane, there's not much of a drag. Although once you get out the side of this reef, which I can barely see with my eyes, let alone through this GoPro, but once you get out past the reef, it could get a little choppy. But the downside, of course, is like, okay, great, now we'll spend the whole day on Koh Phangan, and then, well, returning back here is it would be rougher for sure. Rained pretty much all night last night, in the sense that even when there wasn't rain, there was like just sort of drizzle and moisture. As you can see, the clouds are in force, which of course for the morning walk, that is kind of nice. I would prefer the deep sun, which if you can see in the distance, which I'm sure you can't from this lens, from this camera. There's direct sunlight busting through the clouds, getting on the I don't know, for sake of argument, the sand dunes of that island over there. But that would be a perfect boat between now and probably about, I'm gonna go till 10 a.m. man. You could cruise around to these islands and go over there, grab a little breakfast. Back here by about before noon time. It's not gonna get as glassy as this. It's not gonna be as glassy as this. But it definitely, after noon, you're looking at some chop. And that's just no fun in a boat that size. But yeah, they removed a few palm trees that were in there. I noticed that there was one in the back there, but these ones are quite healthy, and obviously they're producing brand new coconuts. So I can understand why they were like, well, we should really keep these. That plus the fact that, let's face it, you doze everything and then you come in, and if you're gonna plant, those are gonna take forever to grow. But additionally, if you bring in, mature palm trees, Gracie calls them coconut trees, actually, and I would refer to them as a coconut palm, because in San Diego we have a series of different palm trees. We have king palms and queen palms and coconut palms, and oh geez, what are the other ones? I completely forgot. Anyway, regardless, multiple types of palm trees are what I'm used to in Southern California. So I wonder what they do next, now that they've basically, cleared this. I assume that these things here obviously provide, a level, right? They've gone to the trouble of making these, but they don't cross there. They're, about an inch apart as far as line height there. Whereas here, so I mean, it's like, what is that level going to be? Is that going to be the level of the bottom floor, and then there's going to be like posts and that sort of thing? I don't know. I kind of like this stuff. I don't have the ability to just like look at something and get out a table saw and all of a sudden start making things. I don't have that skill set. I can certainly look at it and judge it and to determine whether I'm going to pay money for it, but other than that, I don't have the skills necessary to make things. I would bet she's walking in pretty close to right now. I hope she didn't get lost. But yeah, it's interesting. The red is it's about an inch, or 2, 3, maybe 2, 3 centimeters. There's the bottom one, and there's this top one. So that is pretty damn straight, dude. Good for them. That is taut. Good for them. This is great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Plus, that's a nice lush tree that, you know, for whatever reason, I mean, with this backhoe, you could argue, look, dude, it's going to grow back, but I can't get it in here without damaging a lot of leaves. And they've kept it. There she is. Ta-da. Cool. All right, we're going to go for a walk. I may or may not turn it back on, but with that, it's Mike's from livemyassoff.com saying, I hope you're living the dream, because if you're not living the dream, well, then you probably made the big mistake of like clearing some land and cutting down the palm trees, saying, oh yeah, we'll put some new ones in, they'll grow back. Nah, keep the ones you've got. Talk to you soon. Ciao.